So, a few years ago I realized, man, I'm really defensive. And then I realized, why I was being so defensive. I feel like the last few years of my journey has been about, self-defense, kind of pushing me into a more offensive posture. But now that I have achieved peace from that particular set of stressors, I'm realizing, and I've been advised that it's time for me to kind of ease up on the shadow work and just kind of step back into the light work again. And then it kind of reminded me that light work sucks. It was you gotta dig deep into the shadow work and confront your evil. Confronting evil is actually much easier because you get to be a bitch to everyone all the time, and it feels good, on a very visceral, lizard brain thing. It's I attack, I succeed. But moving into the light work side, where you're just kind of being humble and showing humility, and being in spaces that aren't comfortable, and showing grace, and being gentle, and allowing people to misalign themselves with power, because your power is in a more submissive state. It's a very big energy of topic from the bottom, which I know all about, but I really distracted myself there. But yeah, I was just sitting with that, and it sucks. And it's a bit of a trigger warning for weird stuff. A dude did some really strange things in front of me in Chicken Stop, and I just read my book, and I was I could have done a lot of other things, but then I thought about why I did what I did, and it was a very informed strategy as far as I'm concerned, because it's in a position where I might see this person again and stuff. And then it just kind of made me think of how comfortable I am with being in being surrounded by predators, because it's almost an eerie stillness that I have, and what situations kind of created that. And I kind of fell into a victim mindset for a hot minute, and then I realized I positioned myself in those spaces, and I stayed in those spaces because I was offering grace, and in the moment I knew it was painful. But I think the beautiful thing about me that I've kind of was forced to get away from, because I was surrounded by people who were intentionally abusing this about me, is that I have hope for redemption in every soul, and it's even the souls that most people determine don't deserve it. And I was in my payback era, so it felt really good. That was just because I was praying on it, and it was it's time, home, you're falling apart because you're prioritizing these other people's healing. And now that I'm okay, back to the work, it's ow.